Well, the flu outbreak has reached an epidemic level in America, with thousands of people around the country still getting sick. The virus is so widespread that drugstores are reporting shortages of the flu vaccine. Ephraim Graham has the story.
Millions of Americans head back to work and school today, and with this year's flu at the epidemic level, they're all at risk.
Refrigerator handles, microwaves, TV remotes, light switches and door handles, keyboards, things like that are very germy.
Germs are on everyone's mind, more so than usual, as the flu continues to affect people from Oregon to Boston.
You know, I never thought about the gas pumps, but everybody touches it, so I can imagine it would be pretty dirty.
47 states are reporting widespread flu activity, and more than 28,000 cases have been confirmed. But health officials say the number of people sick is likely much higher because many people choose not to seek treatment. Doctors say getting this year's flu shot is still the best defense against getting sick.
Every day you've had a flu shot, you're better protected than you were the day before.
But a growing shortage of vaccinations across the country has pharmacies and drugstores concerned. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo declared a public health emergency over the weekend, suspending a state law that only allows people older than 18 to get vaccinated. Now New York pharmacies are scrambling to meet the heightened demand.
This morning on my way in, I thought that they might have been just tourists outside, but these were patients actually waiting for us.
Children are especially at risk from the lack of supplies. Without the vaccination, their developing immune systems may not be able to fight the virus off.
Hopefully, the doctors here can make me better.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
So many people sick, it's difficult to stay out of the way of all of the germs everywhere, as you just saw in that report. Hope you're feeling good today. Well, hundreds of thousands of people in France took a stand this week in favor of traditional marriage. Lee Webb has that story from the CBN Newsroom. Lee?
Terry, close to 350,000 protesters marched in Paris Sunday against gay marriage. Socialist President Francois Hollande is planning to legalize same-sex marriage in that country. French Catholic bishops and other religious leaders are fighting the initiative, and public opinion is moving in their favor. Polls indicate about 50% of the French support same-sex marriage. That's down from 65% just in August. France already legalizes civil unions for same-sex couples. This new law gives gay couples the right to adopt. Traditional French groups say children should be raised by a mother and father. The Alabama Supreme Court has ruled in favor of new protections for unborn children. Current law makes it a crime to expose children to illegal drugs. The court ruled the law also applies to pregnant women. Alabama's Attorney General Luther Strange says it is a tremendous victory that the Alabama Supreme Court has affirmed the value of all life, including those of unborn children whose lives are among the most vulnerable of all. Conservatives are criticizing a congressional measure to send aid to victims of Hurricane Sandy. They say it's full of wasteful spending. The Senate version includes $12 billion in disaster relief grants for other states and government spending that has nothing at all to do with Sandy, including $50 million for replanting trees on private lands damaged by wildfires and $2 million for roof repairs at the Smithsonian Museums in Washington. Indiana Republican Senator Dan Coats said an emergency funding bill should focus on the emergency needs of the victims, not the needs of politicians. The House has a much smaller bill focused on recovery from Superstorm Sandy.